Hello, Expandacraft fans. Wesley with Expandacraft Modular Boats here with kind of a bittersweet goodbye to an old friend. I call this one Black and Tan. It is a 16-foot 9-inch Expandacraft Outrigger kit on a canoe that I've set up as a sailboat. However, as I'm showing it here, it's missing the bows off of it because the bows are up here on this boat, if you'll notice, because the same parts that make up this boat, let me see if I can get a high up. The same parts that make that boat make the Outrigger kit for this one. It is a sloop rig. It's the sails from a boat called a snipe. The snipe is a sailing dinghy. And I'll have to pause here in a little bit to show you something I have special about this decking. Now, one of the things about this decking is that it's wood. I made this back in the day when you couldn't get aluminum because of the shortages that were there. There are no screws showing, no screws on the top of the deck because it's all screwed from underneath. I also have a decking that's not shown here that goes in the center up to here, so that you can deck the aft part of this boat over, and it's big enough for a tent. So you put the tent there and you still have a section here where this cross member is. Now you would remove that if you're going to take it out tent camping, of course, and not have the sail rig on it. I will sell it without the sail rig, but I'd kind of like to sell the whole thing. I'm gonna have to come up with a price and put that on the description later. You know, the with and without sail rig. You could use a small, like one of those freestanding sail rigs. But this sail rig with a sloop rig like this, on that boat, you can move nicely in just the whisper of wind. An imperceptible amount of wind, that boat will go. Woohoo! She kind of wants to sail away right now with being on the trailer. I'm gonna probably put the sails down here a little bit, but I want to explain a few things about the boat. This has been the test bed for me. The reason that I have the center the way it is because, well, I've had to move the mast forward and backwards. I had the mast at one time all the way forward on this cross tube. It was too far forward. So then I put it all the way back here, hoping that I could free up that space. It just didn't want to live there. With this sail rig, in order to go upwind, it wanted to have the mast live there. Now, I'll show you something that's good that I have the bow off of this one right now, but you can imagine if you were towing it, it's probably a good thing to have the bow off. Now, if you look down here, you can see this, there you go, this plate right here that goes all the way down. It's an 8-foot length. That is kind of like your keel. So it's the lateral resistance so that you can go upwind. Also, on the bow, I have this little bowsprit that comes out. Very very heavy duty bowsprit, so that you can really put a lot of down pressure on there. You could even put a real long bowsprit out there and run like a screecher. If you're a sailor, you know what I'm talking about. Also, we have snap shackles on. This all comes with it if you're going to buy it with the sail. The snap shackles so that you can come off, click, and it's a 2-to-1 purchase. I can sail this boat sitting down in there. So you could sail this boat even if you didn't have the use of your legs. So you can sit right there, and as long as you can get in the boat, all of the lines come to you. Once the sail is rigged, you can actually sail this boat from that spot. And of course, being there, you can see that you don't have to duck to get out of the way. Now, you can, if you're sailing 2 up, 3 up, sit out here on the decking. So when you sit out here on the decking, of course, you would want to switch sides when you tack. And I'm going to give you a little bit more of a view from afar and behind, like so. Once again, you'll see that I've removed the bow and stern. But I put one on here. It's not the right color. This one is going to come. You can choose the black ones to go with it. I put the blue bow on there. Oh, I guess it's stern. The bow and the stern is the same part, by the way. I put it on there so you can see that it reaches all the way to the back of the boat. Now, going to the back of the boat, this is a very sturdy, and yeah, it's got a few years on it, rudder. But it's still good and solid. And what's more is the spindle and everything that attaches this to the boat is very sturdy. This was a test bed. This is my own personal test bed of a sailboat. It also has, a little place for you to mount a electric trolling motor. So not everything on this boat is neat and tidy, as if, showroom condition. It's my test bed. It's a play toy. And I have to let her go because I'm moving to the Philippines, as most of you who are following know that. And I'll be building something really special in the Philippines. So subscribe, make sure you find out what I'm going to be doing there. At any rate, also along the lines of being infinitely adjustable, like with the mast that I had to learn where it needed to go, I also had to learn where the shrouds wanted to live. So I hooked up this temporary idea where I have this super heavy duty line. Actually, there is cable in there as well, but I put some line here so that I could adjust it and have those shrouds a little farther forward or backwards. Well, now that I've found where it lives, I could take the cables and fit the cables so that it's quick release and you go. But I'm going to let you do that. If you buy this boat, you can make that happen. Or, well, I've been sailing it this way for 4 years. It works. And that's all I care. I'm really not that fancy. The sails are very fresh. I had an extra set of reefing points put in there. If you'll look, there's 2 sets of reefing points. That's because the requirements for the big race that goes all the way around Florida that we entered this boat into requires that. Who is that runs that thing? Oh, I'll remember it later. So another thing is with this boat, you can, if you'll see, there's these little tabs here. You can put a seat here and sit back there and paddle this boat because you have enough space in here to get a paddle stroke in. It really is nothing more than a canoe with outrigger. So yeah, you can paddle it. I wouldn't want to paddle it far, and I wouldn't want to paddle it against a heavy current, but I can paddle it at 3 miles an hour for an hour until I'm really tired. Well, if you have questions, by all means, do ask. Expandacraft.com. Here's my phone number and everything. Remember too that this is a registered boat. Those are the numbers that go on that boat. And she's ready to go and she's yours. By the way, the trailer needs a little work as well. I mean, it works. Like I say, it's been working for me for 4 years, but it's got little stuff that you could do. I'm basically giving the trailer away for the price of the axle. So for what I'm going to ask for this boat, it really is a good deal. She sails real well. I think she's pretty. I call her black and tan because when the tips are on it, it's black and tan, and so is the canoe itself. Expandacraft.com. That's the place you want to go. I'm in Panacea, Florida, so if you're wanting to pick it up, look it up. It's just south of Tallahassee on the Gulf. I'm right near the water, and I can deliver this somewhere up and down the East Coast here and there, or within a certain distance I can deliver. It all depends on where you're at and what kind of time I have. Expandacraft.com. Don't forget to follow and find out what I do in the Philippines with a crazy sailboat.